before we use these session variables that we created, let's just finish up this statement that we have here. So if they match, the user should be logged in to the home.php and set these session variables. Else, we should just display a message and letting the user know that we can set this to what we already have here. We can say user not found. We can set this to user not found variable. So if there are no match for the email and the password, then we display this error that says user not found. Then after doing this, recall that we are doing this only if the input field or the input fields are not empty. So we have a mistake here, so we'll just include the empty. So if the input fields are not empty, then this should be executed. Otherwise, if they are empty, as usual, we should display error messages to the user. So we can say if empty, which is the email, if it's empty, if the email login is empty, then a message should be displayed. You can say error 4, call it error 4 to track our errors. Then add, just copy this div and we paste it in. So we just use email field cannot be empty. Email field cannot be empty. Then for password, we copy this, we paste, and change this to pass underscore login. So we can say password field cannot be empty. So we are able to do this, change this to error 5. We quickly need to create these variables and set them to global variables. So do that here. We say global error 1, error 2, error 3, error 4, error 5. So we've set this as global variables. We can use them outside of the script. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to create the home.php file inside of the user folder. So click on it, then we create new file and we'll call it home.php. Now in this home.php, what we're going to do is we're just going to echo out this sessions that we set here. So for the first one, if you want to echo the first name and the last name, say php echo, or before that we need to include the config folder which holds the db.php, because with that the session will be set. So we'll say include, so it's going to be slash, or it's going to be -- config / db.php. Now we're calling the db.php file, which has the code whereby the session will be start, because we don't have any session already inside of this file. So the session will be started. Then the next thing, we can call the session that we created. So we can say session first name, can use a break. Last name, email. Let's just output that. Last name, email. So we have this. We just want to see that the user first name, last name, and email are displayed when they log in into this home.php. So what we are going to do next is we are just going to log in the user with the correct email and password. Now, before we go further, let's go inside the login_form.php, then include this login.php file. So we click on it, and at the top, we include the login.php file. So we do that by php include. So we go into the script folder. We go into the scripts folder / then we are looking for the login.php file. So we close this, and now we have the login.php file inside the script folder included in the login_form.php. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go to our browser to test. So we go to our browser, we refresh the page, and we put in the email and the password of this user. If we go to our database, the user that we have, the email is this, and I think I can remember the password that I used. So we just type the email is manny@me.com, then the password, then I type it. Now we can see that we are inside the home.php. The user has been able to log in, and we have the first name, the last name, and the email. Now if we try to log in a user with just this password as plain text, let's see what happens. Now if we click on login, we see that we are redirected back to the login page because the user's password in the database is displayed as a plain text, not encrypted. So if we have our error messages or the alerts, we will be able to display an alert message here telling the user that such credentials were not found in the database. So with this, we've been able to create the login, allow the user to log in. In the next video, we'll just add the PHP error statements that we have.